will be attending the march today. Sarah Henderson, thanks so much for your time. Why?
Well, Laura, I think this is a very important opportunity for the voices of all women across Australia to be heard. I'm in a position where I am able to attend the march for part of the time, as a number of other coalition MPs have indicated. But this is not just about 100,000 women. This is about some 13 million girls and women, all Australians, and it is a very important opportunity on a multi-party basis to listen to the concerns, and whether coalition MPs are in the building or outside, we will all be listening.
OK, why do you think women are so angry?
Well, I think many women have experienced issues of discrimination, poor treatment in the workplace. I have to say, Laura, as a Liberal woman, I'm very proud to be a Liberal woman, and I have been treated with great respect at all times by my Liberal and National colleagues, senators and members. I haven't had any poor experience in this building. I have in other workplaces, including when I worked for media organisations like the ABC. It was a bit of a different era, but I started working at Channel 7 when I was 17. It was a very, very different place. But I am very proud. We are surrounded by many magnificent coalition men in this building, but we are very distressed by some of the allegations that we have heard, including the allegations which have been made overnight on the private Labor Facebook page, very distressing allegations concerning Labor male MPs. So, as I say, this is an issue for all of us, not just here in Parliament House, but for every workplace around this country.
Do you think the Prime Minister gets it?
Oh, Laura, absolutely. And I'm disappointed that the organisers have not taken up his offer. I mean, the Prime Minister is not in the position where he can ordinarily attend protests. And just to explain, most days when Parliament is sitting, there is a protest outside Parliament House. But this is an extraordinary opportunity for organisers to meet face-to-face with the Prime Minister and the Minister for Women, Marise Payne. I really do think that they should reconsider. And this is not an issue about being behind closed doors. I mean, I have seen incidents of poor treatment in the workplace, discrimination, which are not behind closed doors. That's not the right characterisation. This is an opportunity for the organisers to meet one-on-one with the Prime Minister of our country, and I do believe they should change their position.
This is not just another protest, is it? Do you feel like that, I guess, the allegations that have come forward in the last couple of weeks has really awakened something in women, and it not being a partisan issue at all?
Yeah, I do. I do think it has awakened women, and this conversation is happening in schools, it's happening around the kitchen table, it's happening in workplaces, in tea rooms. It is actually happening everywhere. I attended a school function a couple of days ago, and there was very direct conversations about issues such as the meaning of consent. And these conversations are actually happening amongst teenagers. So I actually really welcome the fact that this is a national conversation that has to be had. Of course, the Morrison government has made some enormous leaps and bounds in its protection of women. Issues such as family violence law reform, gender equity, closing the gender pay gap. I mean, we did some extraordinary work a number of years ago on family violence law reform, including measures that Labor never took action on, such as stopping perpetrators in family law proceedings cross-examining victims. I mean, we have stopped that under our government. So I'm really proud of all of the work that we have done, including combating online safety. More than $1 billion collectively has been spent since 2013. But more work needs to be done, obviously, Laura, and we are very focused on the need for that work.
I guess the point is that many of these women that we're marching today feel like, oh, that's great, but it's tinkering around the edges. So I commend you for attending the march today, along with Jane Hume and Bridget Archer. But not one female cabinet minister will go out there today. Doesn't that send a signal that the most senior women within Parliament, within the cabinet, within government, aren't willing to go out and confront the issue?
No, that's not at all. That's the wrong characterisation. As I
Not
said
even the Minister
before,
for
Laura,
Women?
that's the wrong characterisation. As I said before, Laura, whether we are in the building or outside the building, every member of this government is listening loud and clear. We have a very strong track record when it comes to standing up and protecting women, including in the workplace. We now have the independent inquiry, of course, being conducted by the Sex Discrimination Commissioner, Kate Jenkins, and a number of other measures, obviously since the allegations have been made by Brittany Higgins, which I think it's fair to say distressed us all and, of course, distressed the Prime Minister. So we are taking strong and necessary action, but we're also listening. There is more work to be done and we are up for the challenge.